We are a subset of the campus choir, and we'll be singing a song today called In the Long Run by the Staves. It's a song about how even though we haven't seen each other in so long, we will see each other again in the long run.
Lying, a dreamer, dreaming beside me. The city sirens keep me awake, and I know I'll see you again in the long run. Tell me I should be careful, that you'll worry, and I'm already miles away. But I know I'll see you again in the long run. And I know I'll meet you again in the long run. But we can't be lovers, 'cause I'm still afraid of leaving the things I love dearly. I wonder, I roll my ride home to tell you that I'm sorry. I won't leave it this late again. But I know I'll see you again in the long run. And I know I'll meet you again in the long run. But I can't be married, you'll take me away from everything that I love dearly. And we can't be lovers, you'll take me away from my home, my home, my home. But I know I'll see you again in the long run.
So now I invite our Chancellor, Mr. Azim Premji, on stage for his address.
Morning to all of you all on the 9th Convocation of the University. As a start, congratulations on your graduation. It's a matter of great pride to you, it's a matter of great pride to us, and it's a matter of great pride to your parents and your friends. We've had this graduation after 2 years. And we're having this physically now, which was originally planned for December and could not take place because of Omicron. The pandemic has changed our lives. Too many lives have been lost and livelihoods deeply affected. And you really require to make visits to the field to understand how much livelihoods have been really affected by the pandemic. As we celebrate this joy, my thoughts remain with those who have been deeply affected by the pandemic, including those who lost their lives in the pandemic. They were close to us, they were dear ones to us, they were relatives of ours, they were spouses of ours. Your batch has seen the struggle of the first one to be affected, whether it was online classes or online fieldwork. The university also learned difficult and have changed all our lives in many ways.
Might be a little closer to
Together you have managed to meet these challenges. Therefore, this important occasion is a testament to your grit and to your perseverance. My congratulations to you, your families and friends on this significant milestone of your lives. A second congratulation to you. The pandemic has deeply emphasized that inequalities and justice in our society. It is a time that has highlighted the direct relevance of our university and the work of the overall foundation. Over the last 2 years, Foundation has driven a large-scale effort to respond to the pandemic, addressing both healthcare and humanitarian needs. Last year, the focus was to support the country's vaccination program. We worked in 20 states like Anurag mentioned, with over 2,800 primary healthcare centers, covering around 110 million people, which is something like 8% of the overall population of our country. This large effort was done by a team of over 1.2 lakh people on the ground. The team consisted of members of our foundation, team members of our partners who have devoted to the cause, and members of the communities whom we enlisted for their own support. One group that was prominent in this large, dedicated effort was the alumni of our university. Many as part of other NGOs, worked as part of other NGOs within the foundation, but many of them worked on a solo basis with the foundation. But every one of them, particularly our alumni, demonstrated exemplary dedication and courage. It is instances such as this that explicitly manifest the social purpose of our university. I want to convey my gratitude to all our alumni who were part of these efforts, and equally to the other members of the team. The social purpose that we are committed to arises from the very origin of our university. The genesis of our university is based on the work and experience of the foundation. When we established the foundation in 2001, the purpose was very clear: to contribute significantly to building a better society in India, the kind of society that is envisioned in our constitution. The university was set up in 2010. In these 12 years, we have built a solid foundation. Most of our 2,700 graduates are working today in social service, more than 95% of them. And that's a very major credit to what we have trained them for. With over a decade's work, the university is now poised to scale and expand. We will soon set up our next campus in Bhopal. The work has already started there. As our university has expanded over the years, so has our work in the field. Our work in the field is in the most disadvantaged of districts, the very most disadvantaged of districts. And we help government schooling system improve. We have institutional presence in 49 districts now. It is because of this deep on-the-ground work and presence that we have been able to contribute to the development of the national education policy and now the national education curricula. And it is this deep on-the-ground presence that enables us to do other work, as was demonstrated by the work during the pandemic and the work in healthcare and livelihoods that we are now planning. Over the past few years, we have added a significant initiative in supporting other NGOs. Through our philanthropy initiative, we provide financial support to NGOs that serve the most vulnerable in our society. Some of these most vulnerable groups include urban homeless, persons with disability, women who are survivors of violence, adolescent girls, girls at risk, street children, elderly poor, and farmers with marginal incomes and marginal landholdings. We also work in collaboration with state governments, particularly Orissa and Andhra Pradesh, on very major comprehensive initiatives. The university, the work in the field, and our philanthropy initiative to support NGOs through financial grants will continue to expand. And this is a direct expression of our commitment to contribute to a more just, equitable, humane, and equitable society, sustainable society. And each one of you is an integral part of this challenging pursuit and endeavor. As I conclude, let me share a few things for our graduating students which may be useful to them as they go out into life. Some of you all have already gone into life in terms of work. Firstly, what your education has given you is a good foundation and some tools to help you understand issues faster and deeper. Remember, as you start working, your experiences will teach you even more. Many of you all have already started working. You're now aware of the many difficult realities of working on the ground. This is a time for you to face these real-world challenges. Don't be fazed by them. Stay the course, build resilience, and learn from these experiences and incidences. We must have the humility to be open and maximize our learning from our experience and to use what we have learned at the university to enable that. Second, it is absolutely the most important thing to understand people you work with and work for. This requires not only empathy, but a willingness to speak their language and live their lives. They will have a different wisdom and understanding. Often it will be greater than yours. That's because they have lived and experienced the reality that we are trying to tackle. From you, it requires a conscious effort to not remain only with people that one is comfortable with. Third, while it is very, very important to be questioning and critical, it is even more important to be constructive and contributing. Unless we question with courage, change cannot begin. But unless we are constructive, change cannot happen. I have a simple principle that I have seen succeed. Ask questions and suggest practical alternatives while recognizing that people around you will have great wisdom and knowledge. Be humble about it. Fourth, as you start working in the challenging circumstances, there will be some tough decision-making situation you will have to live with and take decisions. In living your life and making these decisions will ensure that integrity is at the root of all such decisions. Don't deviate even a modicum from integrity. For without integrity, your work has no meaning. Integrity is non-compromisable. You have studied through testing times. Many of you might have seen the ravages of the pandemic at close quarters. And yet we are here proudly today. I see this as your strength. Tempered by these times, you're probably much more resilient and courageous. Make endeavors. I'm confident that each one of your batch creates a unique name for itself through your work. And if you do this, you will always do well to remember the life and path of Mahatma Gandhi. For those of you who have devoted our lives to the social sector, we cannot imagine a more notable and more noble inspiration. Let me conclude by congratulating you again on your graduation and wishing you the best in your future endeavors. I'm confident that each one of you, in your own way, will make a real difference in our country. On this path and quest, the Azim Premji University is always there with you. Thank you and wish you the very best as you begin the new stage of your life. Thank you.
Hi everybody, hello. My name is Manu Matai. I teach. Thank you. I teach in the School of Development, and so we're going to move on to announcing the names for graduates from the School of Development. congratulations again to all our graduates. And do stay in touch. I'll echo the themes that my colleagues have already mentioned. Now let me invite our students, they're already here, and they're going to perform a musical medley for you. Thank you.
Congratulations to each one of you present here, be it the faculty or the students. It's your collective effort that has brought you so far. To commemorate this journey that you all started together, we will perform a few songs today. On vocals, we have Srijan, Jolene, and I, Shritama. On percussions, we have Shakti. We hope to revive the memories you all have made together through all these years and leave with promises of parting but never departing. Thank you.
एक प्यार का नगमा है, मौजों की रवानी है, जिंदगी और कुछ भी नहीं, तेरी मेरी कहानी है। एक प्यार का नगमा कुछ भी नहीं, तेरी मेरी कहानी है। एक प्यार का नगमा है, कुछ पाकर खोना है, कुछ खोकर पाना है, जीवन का मतलब तो आना और जाना है। दो पल के जीवन से एक उम्र चुरानी है, जिंदगी और कुछ भी नहीं, तेरी मेरी कहानी है। एक प्यार का नगमा है।
दो पंख लेके उड़ा चला जाए रे, जहाँ नहीं जाना था ये वही चला आए रे। उम्र का ये ताना बाना समझ न पाए रे, जुबान पे जो मोह माया नमक लगाए रे, कि देखे न भाले न जाने न दाए रे। दिशाहारा क्या मन बोका मोंटा रे, हाय 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 क्या मन बोका मोंटा रे, हाय 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 हाय। कागज के दो पंख लेके उड़ा चला जाए रे, जहाँ नहीं जाना था ये वही चला है रे। उम्र का ये ताना बाना समझ न पाए रे, जुबां पे जो मोह माया नमक लगाए रे, कि देखे न भाले न जाने न दाए रे। दिशाहारा क्या मन बोका मोंटा रे, हाय 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 हाय। प्राण पाखी मोर राजा, प्राण पाखी मोर राजा, खाचा भेंगे हाय 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 हाय।
पीडित बडो झाला,
हाय हाय
बडो झाला रे।
हुल्प चुप ना जाओ जी, ओ मन जीत कराओ जी, और क्यों तरसावे हो, ओ मन सकल दिखाओ जी। हर शरारत सब जानू मैं चौधरी, मरसले मन पंगा जी मैं ये लगे। हमारे हिबड़ में जागी टोकरी मारे चंदा में थारी, चांदनी मन दामन में बांधी, खुशी रे झूम 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 बाजू। हमारे हिबड़ में जागी टोकरी मन चंदा में थारी, चांदनी मन दामन में बांधी, खुशी रे झूम 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 बाजू। मोहर लिया तूने ऐसा खेला दो, मोहर लिया तूने ऐसा खेला दो, खावे हिचकोले मारे मड़की नो। हर शरारत सब जानू मैं चौधरी, मरसले बड़ पंगा जी मैं ये लगे। हमारे हिबड़ में जागी टोकरी मन चंदा में थारी, चांदनी मन दामन में बांधी, खुशी रे झूम 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 बाजू। हमारे हिबड़ में जागी टोकरी मन चंदा में थारी, चांदनी मन दामन में बांधी, खुशी रे झूम 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 बाजू। हमारे हिबड़ में जागी टोकरी मन चंदा में थारी, चांदनी मन दामन में बांधी, खुशी रे झूम 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 बाजू। हमारे हिबड़ में जागी टोकरी मन चंदा में थारी, चांदनी मन दामन में बांधी, खुशी रे झूम 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 बाजू। Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, dear students, for that lively performance. We will now announce the names of the graduating students of the MA Education program. I'm Rajashri. I teach in the MA Education program. I'm delighted to invite the graduates on stage. Today, 115 students of the MA Education program are graduating. And we're glad that many of you have been able to make it here. Coming up is a film that ties together messages that the Azim Premji University alumni have shared from all corners of the country, congratulating you and welcoming you to their community. The film brings to you the power of the alumni network. So sit back and enjoy, Madi. Thank you.
The power of the alumni community lies in the creation of a strong professional network which nurtures and support each other. I am a documentary filmmaker, and in the past 7 to 8 years of my work, I have been able to collaborate with alumni across batches, and this kind of been very fascinating for me because I have been able to create a lot of stories which otherwise I would have never been able to access.
Since I have graduated, I have been in touch with many alumni from across batches, and I have been part of many activities like the COVID relief initiative, SWAN. Then I've also been part of one of the alumni webinars. And it feels great, especially when I spoke in the webinar about the various independent initiatives that I was running in Bhopal. I got connected to a lot of people who were interested in sharing similar ideas, brainstorming on similar ideas, and who believed in my work.
I've reached out to our alumni network and the faculty at the university several times over the years for my work. Sometimes this is to explore possible story angles that I'm writing about. At other times it's for their expert comments or to leverage their networks.
Right after the introduction of the draft National Education Policy, we, the alumni of Azim Premji University, conducted a national-wide seminar. We have tried how this education policy is going to build our nation for the future.
I did my master's from SOAS University of London in Development Economics from 2019 to 2020. I would like to let you know that it is with the help of Shinoj, who was one of our seniors from the alumni community. With his guidance and with his help and support, I was able to secure an offer at SOAS.
At a moment when we felt helpless, one alumnus, Hemant, started an initiative called Grassroots United, which inspired more than 100 alumni, more than 50 grassroots organizations and volunteers to come together and support people during the pandemic. As a result of this, we could provide food relief to more than 20,000 families. We could support public health centers and health workers in providing medical equipment and kits to them.
I have stayed engaged with the alumni of APU on various threads. There was the COVID relief fund that we ran, the Nurture platform, where we are helping many social enterprises started by APU alumni. It's always a joy to meet alumni from different batches. In fact, one of my inspirations for joining APU is an alumni from the first batch who did an MA education after about 3 decades of corporate life.
I stay in Jharkhand, Ranchi, and during this tough time of COVID-19, I myself have got a lot of support from APU alumni. We in Jharkhand have created a group of alumni who not just supported each other during this tough times, from medicines, from oxygen, shortage of oxygen, reaching out to the doctors, reaching out to the any medical facilities in Jharkhand, Ranchi and other neighboring districts.
I'm also part of the alumni committee. This group comes together once every month to discuss initiatives, challenges facing alumni. I'd invite you to share any ideas that you might have, any issues that you might be facing. I'm personally involved in one such initiative, the alumni webinar series. This is something we started in Jan 2020, and we have been regularly hosting alum from different walks of life. They come in, share their stories, we get to learn from them. It's always inspiring, it is always full of life lessons, so make sure you join them.
Working with the alumni office team has given me a good understanding on how they reach out to the alumni through Instagram posts, weekly digest, alumni portal, Gmail. The alumni team is consistently working to update the alumni community about the life on campus, jobs and opportunities, monthly webinars and so on. I hope you also use these modes of channels to communicate with one another and with a larger community. Stronger together.
it's close to noon time, so I'm not sure whether to say good morning or good afternoon, so I'll say both, good morning and good afternoon. I will keep my thing very short because I know the venue is getting hot, and this is the last segment of the program before we formally close. So first of all, for the parents gathered here, I'm Anurag Gupta, AG. I take care of several student-facing functions, including alumni. So look, first of all, I'm really grateful that we could have this function in person. I will not repeat everything which Mr. Premji and Anurag said, but this year has been tough, right? The last 2 years have been really, really tough, especially for this batch. Your batch has suffered the maximum in terms of the pandemic. But as Mr. Premji said, this tough experience that you have gone through will help you significantly in your life and career. Remember that in life. All right? Now, in terms of very quick message from my side, I will keep it short. I will obviously not repeat everything which Mr. Premji and Anurag Bihar have said. You got a lot of good messages from the alumni also just now, the film which played moments back. So all I will say from my side is that, look, as far as the alumni network is concerned, we are now reaching a significant scale. 9 years back when we had the first convocation, we were less than 100 in number. Less than 100. Including this batch, we are in excess of 2,700. So we are nearly reaching 3,000. And in just a few months' time, because remember this convocation is delayed, right? It was to have been in last year. In just a few months' time, we will cross 3,000 in terms of the number of alums, which is a significant size. I think we are acquiring the scale. And now is the time for us to show the strength of the alumni network. And that can only happen if we stay connected. If we stay connected very strongly with each other, with the university, with the faculty. So please let us know wherever you are, whatever you're doing, small or big, that is what will determine the power of the alumni network of Azim Premji University. Okay, with this we will formally close this program with the national anthem. So can I request all of you now to stand up for the anthem and request our team to come up on stage. So while the team is setting up, thanks very much Mr. and Mrs. Premji for coming here and gracing this occasion and very patiently handing out dockets to the graduates. Thanks Rishad for coming in, Anurag Bihar, our new Vice Chancellor Indu, Dilip ji and Manoj, and thanks to all of you who are here, all of you. Family, friends, relatives, cousins, all of you. In fact, I was meeting somebody this morning and she said that she's traveled 36 hours to reach this place. Because all of you work in remote parts of the country, right? So thanks to all of you for making it in person today.
गण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविण उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्छल जलधि तरंगा तब शुभ नामे जागे तब शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तब जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे